What's up, fellas? Welcome back to this channel. uh, I haven't made a video in like a month. This is November 12th. So you're welcome for that break. I took a bit of a break myself. And the bride went up to Wisconsin the last week in October, so she could see the foliage up there. You know, the leaves turning color and all that in God's country. It was good to get up there. Good to see the family and the friends where I grew up and stuff. Uh, it rained pretty, like I said, it rained pretty much every day. The day after we left, I think it snowed, or 2 days after. So kind of would have liked to have seen it, but it's nice to look at the snow in Wisconsin when you're in Florida. Uh, so I didn't work in the car like the first week I was back, um, but the last few days have been at it pretty good. So I'll get you off this and show you what I've been up to. All right, so in the last video, I think I was talking about getting fan controller and water pump controller, or fan and water pump controller mounted, the breather mounted, the line lock mounted, and then the only issue so far that might be an issue, maybe not, is the proximity of the brake lines to the headers. I've got some shielding I could put on the brake line, but I think I'll have to look on the red car to see how close they are. These pipes, the headers seem a little different than the other ones. Like I said, I got the way that pipe is in the back is way different than mine on the red car. And then I got to mount the fuse for the alternator charge wire. I've got a 3G on here now. I found a 6G in the cabinet. It's like 2 or 3 pounds lighter than a 3G. But I might go over to the junkyard, drag Rodney over there. He's probably about due for some buffoonery from a junkyard video. Been a while since we done one. Of course, in the summertime, it's too hot to really go over there for anything. And of course, there hadn't been any Fox body stuff in the junkyard for quite a while. I think the last one was that old the sheriff over there. Whenever he makes a drug bust, they take the cars. So that's one of them Donkmobiles. Was I think the last Mustang in there for a Fox body anyway. The what do they call this, BAP sensor or MAP sensor? I forget which one, but I forgot to pull the wire. I was going to mount it over there on the side where the tab and tad solenoids typically go, over in that corner, but I forgot. So, and I don't want to unwrap the wire again, so I might just mount that to the bottom of the throttle bracket. And this thing, I've got the flat base on here now. What I did was still going to use this throttle cable. That's the one from Rock Auto for a 5-liter Mustang with a 4-barrel. The only thing is I don't like the way that mounts to there, so I might have to try to get one of them ball kits, see if they got a bigger ball in it. I think I bought one a long time ago. That's where I got this, but I just had to find out where it's at. And then I got to put another tit on there for the fuel pressure regulator vacuum source. And then I don't have power brakes in here, so this will just run the PCV. But I've just put this on here in the interim until I get the rest of that sorted out. The drop base works, but it still comes in contact with this. So I was going to get like a 3/8-inch strip of aluminum at Lowe's, and then make my own air cleaner spacer, rather than getting one from what you call a Summit. Battery cable's been run. I got all this stuff kind of hooked up. It isn't done. Kind of trying to make it neat with these big fusible link, though. You can't really make them real neat because things stick out so much. They're so fat. And then I got to secure the harness up under here. I put this on to kind of protect the battery cable from rocks and stuff coming up off the road, because I'm not going to have the inner fender liners on here. And in here, another disaster in the making. Just stringing a wire I have to put the dash in to see where to mount the MSD and the line lock light. And I still have to get the tint out of the back window. I've been dreading that because it's really ugly, tedious, and boring. So the door shell, when I started out, it was 34.2 pounds. By the time I got all the undercoating out of it and made all these, spent like a whole day making these ridiculous holes, it now weighs 32.2 pounds. So I spent a whole day getting 2 pounds out of it. That's probably with the brackets that I got out, the remainder of the door bar, and then all these little holes. Obviously, the easiest way is just take and cut the whole thing out, and then that eliminates the window mechanism, the door, all that stuff. That's what you do if you really want to make it light. If you don't want to put or do it that way, then there's different ways of doing things, and this is just the way I chose to do it. I used the 1 1/4 inch hole saw, and then this dimple maker I got off of eBay, and then I used little tree hole saw for some of the smaller holes like that. The only knock against that thing is it kind of leaves a burr on the back side. You can see some of that wire sticking out. It's really hard to get out. So I got it cleaned out, got all the undercoating out that I could reach. So I got to prep some of this rust on the bottom, and then put a new line of sealant on it, and then get the door ready to paint. And then I can start putting it back together. I'll show you that's the dash there, what's left of it. And this is all that I took out of the door that I could recover. The tray weighs 9.4 ounces. So I got roughly 19 ounces, a little over a pound out of it. Just making these holes and all that, filings and all that garbage. So I think that's about it for now. Yeah, so today I'll probably make myself get that tint out of the back so I can start putting the third brake light back in there, the what you call it, package tray cover, and then monkey with that stuff. That's the plan. We'll see how it works out. And I still gotta mess with these hinges. I can take a little weight out of them, I think, because the way they're designed to hold up the weight of a whole door. Now that it's lighter, I can probably cut that back and thin up some of those things, and then get those painted, and then finish making the other mounts, the hinge panels, for them. Yes, I think I got 2 more to make, and I'll be done with that. So all good times. I'll sure to post more updates. The objective is try to get it running, have it running the end of the month, and try to find where I put my upper radiator hose that I had not too long ago, but I put it somewhere where I could find it readily, and guess what? Now I can't find it. Good times. All right, appreciate y'all. Later. So I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you, my darling bride bought me a tack. She don't know it, but she bought me a tack. I had to buy tires for Vincent's car, and I got them through Summit. Actually, it was a better deal than Tire Rack. And so while I was she got a deal set up where she uses Brandon's, and then Brandon gets the points for it, and then we'll pay off pay the thing. So I thought, well, she's letting me use her credit card to get the tires, I'll sneak a tack in there. She's like, $1,200 for tires. I was like, yeah, they're pretty expensive, but they're speed rated. So she don't know that, and y'all better not tell her. But let me show you what the tires we got on there. Hold on. All right, so those are the tires. We hadn't cleaned them off yet, and the new rims. He's got staggered 17x9s in the front, 17x10s in the back. And cleaned them off yet. And also, the reason we bought the tires is because I kept the Mach 1 rims that were on it. Those are going to go on either the Mustang or Brandon's car, depending on which one Brandon picks. So I got a set of Sterns, and I've got the Mach 1 wheels. So if he gets the Stern replicas, I'll put the Mach 1s on Mustang. If he picks the Mach 1s, then I'll keep the Sterns for the Mustang. And this is the exhaust that's going on this car. It's a Pipes Violator system, but you gotta see this thing. All right, so this is the inlet. If I can do this, you can see in there. Those are typically, oops, you can see in there, those things are facing toward the front, so the exhaust goes through them, but they're like backwards, so it's probably going to be rather loud. It's 2.5-inch catback. I got it through what was the name of it? Not Late Model Restoration, some other outfit. And then this is the Pro Chamber I used to have on the red car. It's got 3-inch inlets and then 2.5-inch outlet. It was obviously all 2.5, and I modified it for the 3-inch, as you can tell by some of my welding. But Jeff gonna put this on for me. Just got to get a date that'll work for him. And then this exhaust will go on Brandon's car, the mid pipe and the catback, the full 3-inch system. I think it's Pipes Race Flow mufflers, and then of course these two turds are still sitting here. Let me show you something on the red car. I got to get the hood open. Hold on. All right, so this still got the 302 in it. Wish I had smell-o-vision, because you could smell that all the magic smoke came out of it. I don't know why. I was downtown in Fort Walton Thursday and pulled up to a stoplight. I thought I smelled something burning. I figured it was just one of the vehicles around me. Got up towards the next light, and it got worse. Started coming out of the like the fender over here, and I thought, oh shit. So I went to pull into a gas station, and they had the fuel truck there, and I said, well, that's probably not good to pull in there right now, so when my car's on fire. So I went up to the next place and turned in, and got out, popped the hood, saw that thing was, smoke was pouring out of it. There was fire inside of it. So luckily, battery shut off was a good thing to have instead of trying to disconnect the battery. So I got the battery shut off, and then the fire went out by itself. I didn't have anything to pour on it. I thought I'd have to run across the way and get the fire extinguisher from my gas station, but it went out by itself once it cut power. So that's the first of any of the stuff I've had from him that I've had an issue with. So I'm going to send him an email, and I can send this back to him for an autopsy if he wants. But like I said, I can't be too mad. It's the first time I've ever had an issue with any of the equipment, and it did make for a long ride home, because I could only go, that runs the water pump and the fan, and when the water pump's not running, so I could only go a little ways. I go up a little ways till I get up around 210, 220, then I pull in, wait for 15-20 minutes for it to cool down, and then go again. So it made for a little bit of a long ride home. But I didn't have any tools where I could have just run like a hot wire to the water pump, and that would have been okay. But I got home, and it seems to be okay. As far as the engine, that didn't hurt nothing. I didn't let it get too hot. But that's when I put the 347 in here, I was planning to put a mechanical pump back on it, so I just and put this electrical water pump on the Capri. So I don't want to have that issue again. It kind of sucked. So anyway, I thought I'd throw that stuff in for y'all, and I'm gonna get all this garbage strung together, put her up on the interwebs. All right, appreciate y'all.